Ryan, we're summoning Satan.
We are?
Yeah. That was a... I know that you have seen what that is from, but there's also about 100 hours of it, so I'm not going to hold you accountable if you don't remember. That was a quote, though. That was a stolen intro.
Oh. Is it from another episode feature of ours?
Not ours.
Oh.
There was a...
Okay.
There was a moment in,
in
the Giant Bomb Persona 4 run,
Yeah.
you know, a decade ago, where they summoned Satan and they told.
Oh man, yeah, I
late,
watched
great
most
Brian
of that.
Davis.
Are you watching that now?
No, I just saw a clip that was just like Giant Bomb summons Satan, and I was like, well, need to know about this. Yeah. Did you know that he's weak to wind?
Although Hades is kind of like Satan.
Yeah,
I
so
guess that's what you were going for.
Yeah,
no,
definitely. Definitely, I thought that, and not at all were we just coincidentally here. I just watched that video while I was waiting for you, and then just thought, yeah, I'll throw this in for an intro because you're also named Ryan. And then also, yeah, this wasn't just a beautiful coincidence. Also, hey everybody, welcome back to Pajanime 2, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Are we ready for the final? Sure. Is it gonna go well? Probably not. Anakin over here is about to get dicked.
Yeah, we're here. It's Pajanime 2, as Kyle said. Terra. Aqua. Nova.
Nope.
Barbie Girl.
Oh wait, we
Yeah, we don't know who this guy is, but he's
we
probably
do.
a Kingdom Hearts
Remember that guy?
character.
Or no, we don't know who he is, but we fight him the first time. And he's
Yeah, oh yeah, he wrecked you. That's where
Well,
we are, yeah.
wrecked
He
the second
wrecked your
time.
ass.
I'm skipping these because we
No,
did these already.
listen.
He went full jobber in the first fight.
Yeah. Well, I think you're right now. He is in jobber mode.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, because we went that. Yeah, because if you remember,
And we were insulting him and his low health bar and his shitty armor, and we're just like, what does this guy do? Is his sword? And he wasn't. Essentially, he wasn't anime.
Yeah, he doesn't.
And then
fit
he
in.
started becoming anime. He did like one or two moves. That one.
Yeah, that was basically it.
But then when his next form, it's all a fucking killer. And then you have to do both forms again if you die, right? Yeah, that's.
I don't know if it was that, or if it was.
Well, this feels like the first form, so.
Yeah, it is, but
clearly
we went back. Like we've turned off and there's a difference between like reloading checkpoint and like you know.
Oh yeah, we had finished the game for the day of the recording session.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Also, how's everyone going?
I'm doing great.
You know, we're here. We're making it through Birth by Sleep.
Eventually.
You can't escape. I know, Kingdom Hearts. Another example where the characters are directly talking to you, the player.
Yep. Well, he's dead now.
There's 6 more games released before we finish Kingdom Hearts 3. And then we'll be starting the DLC another 6 hours. I don't know.
Oh my goodness, I beat him. Who would have thunk it?
Good job, man.
Dude, totally.
Good job.
Totally crushing it. Yeah, because as I'm looking through my notes, we called him Omega Jobber. Which was correct at the time.
And then he just straight up became Omega.
Yeah, Kenny Omega this. He's the one-winged angel.
Huh? Every time someone comes back from the dead now, I just want them to shoot at a tentacle arm and go, say the other person's name very slowly, like Wesker did.
Yeah.
That was so great.
That's...
I knew you guys would react both to that moment. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm a puppet like most of my brethren from the Squareverses.
So what do you think? You like my new Super Warriors?
Oh, Hades.
Super Warriors.
Yeah.
Still could.
Also, I was talking with Alex about this the other day. Apparently James Woods, actual huge bag of dicks in real life.
Oh yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I
okay.
Had no idea.
That's the whole bit in Entourage. Like, that's actually kind of why I think Entourage, even though it's got a lot of, you know, male-y things in it,
Yeah.
I should say, because that's, yeah, it's presenting Hollywood of an era. It's not intentionally presenting that in a good light.
Yeah.
Like, they present Vince as a party boy, but they don't just, and all that stuff, but they don't just like, this is cool. Like, they present that some people in society think that's cool, but like, there's also like this leads to a lot of shitty things and shitty people. Like, James Woods' character is basically a big asshole. Like, a lot of the characters that are the actors that are real assholes in real life wind up playing those characters in that show, which I think is like, I don't know, I don't mind that. Like, at the same time, though, you're also employing James Woods, right? So it's like.
And
yeah, so this form sucks because
Yeah.
he just shoots meteors at you.
I can't remember if it's continue or retry that I want. I think it's continue.
How about you hit retry, because I think that means this fight.
Well, I already didn't.
I'm gonna say you should have hit retry, and that's why you have to do the first form again.
Yep, you're right. It's not. I feel like it should like tell you like retry from the last.
Yeah,
point.
listen.
Go back to your last save. Restart this fight again. You know that shit.
You feel like it should be clear like a circle, and instead it's a square.
Yeah. It's so soft.
A square Rubik's. Oh. I can't remember the word, but apparently, or the phrase, but apparently I was listening to Triple J the other day, and
Australian
Dr. Carl,
yes,
the Australian youth radio station. I mean, you know, all sorts of ages listen to it, but it is, you know, it is primarily youth. When the radio DJs that have been on there for 4 or 5 years, they usually end up getting younger replacements and moving those people throughout. Anyway, Dr. Carl had a question or something about like words that were like that statistically people like the sound of, and ones they don't like the sound of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they just hate the way it sounds, and like there's like actual ones that are like more people like the sound of it more than others. Like cellar door was one of the number ones that people like, and I'm like, I guess it doesn't sound. I don't know. And one that people hate, moist towelette.
Oh yeah, we know everyone hates moist. That's just a.
Yeah, it's just a weird sound. But what do you think of the cellar door? That's a weird one.
That sounds alright. I wouldn't have guessed it on my own, but hearing it, I'm like, yeah, I can see cellar door.
Is it easy on the ears, consonant wise?
Yeah.
Like you can say it
There's
softly.
No
Like, yeah, there's no harshness to it.
Cellar door.
So if you're trying to whisper, like you're getting attacked by Jason, go to the cellar door.
Yeah.
Like
Whereas if I'm like,
that was way clearer than Mickey and Recoded. I mean,
pass me the moist towelette. Like I'm dead. They heard that shit.
Just as soon as you say the M.
Fuck, you're done.
What are you, a Viking? It's just gotta roll.
What? Oh, okay.
Fuck this fight. Man, are we like not good enough for this fight?
No, please.
Or do we just need to change our deck? I said deck there, just so you know.
I heard you.
Okay. I just want, you know.
For the kids.
PG stream here, yeah.
Yeah, we're a PG stream.
Yeah. I wish we could shoot meteors. Oh, you just shot some shit that was pretty cool though.
Yep. Wonder what these
Or
all
was that
do.
him?
My aqua powers.
Remember the time before auto cameras? Like, you know how you auto target on him and then it turns, but if you don't, the camera's just like, I don't know what to do.
Okay, that went pretty well.
Just stays stationary. You can't escape.
Also, I'm gonna go hot with some fire strike. Okay, that didn't work.
Is it just me, or does Terra sound weird when he casts spells? I don't know.
Yeah,
It sounds
it's like not his forte.
Like, thunder! He's like, I don't know, like, how am I supposed to say this, guys? Aqua, how do you say it? It's Leviosa. Oh, God.
Nice. He'd make a good cop, though. That's a pretty good freeze.
Yeah. Oh, man, I watch. Okay, so I'd only seen scenes of these movies. I know they're bad. The Sonny references them. Police Academy?
Yeah.
My roommate wanted to show me. He's like, oh, do you remember much? I'm like, I remember a couple scenes, but I remember it being very, like, slapstick in nature, right? Like, it's a slapstick, like, Naked Gun type situation, but just with, like...
Oh, shit, I thought...
The whole...
I fucked up.
You
We
know,
had retried this
the whole... I didn't know, but remember the premise. So we watched the first one because it was on Netflix. What the fuck is that movie?
I've never seen any of them.
Okay, it's very slapstick in nature. It's very edgy. Okay, so you can definitely tell it was in the early 80s or the 80s. You know how they were going for the bad boy Zach Morris? You know, there was a time where there was a guy that's like, oh, I'm the sarcastic white guy who's an asshole, but I'm the prankster and I'm cool.
Yep.
Right? So that's the main character played by Steve Guttenberg.
Yep.
And that's like some of his only... Steve Guttenberg also looks like Dennis.
Like Glenn
when he's
Howerton?
in that. Yes, and which is because the show references that show sometimes. They even straight up like mention it by name, right? Because Frank mentions loving all the movies, which is like that doesn't shock me. Movies, the first one had like a 40%. Like the critics were like, it's a lot of critics still hated it, but like it was like it's like it was kind of like the first American Pie, or you know what I mean? Like there's I can understand why some people it's not my generation, but I understand some some crowd likes this. The first one kind of had that, but then it was just progressively the same movie over, just that formula done up more and more campier,
Yep.
every time. I haven't seen the later ones, but
Surging.
even though they didn't get well reviewed, the later ones, they all still made a lot of money because, it turns out that once you've made a genre, you can just convince the crowd. That was all in the early 80s and 90s, so they tried to do like a reboot in like 94,
Oh shit, I'm pretty sure I'm dead.
the last one, and it just bombed.
Yeah. I had a good little flow going there for
Like-
a little bit. I was just trying to greed for Cure.
Fair. It was kind of like a situation where it's like the audience seemed to be really into it, and then they realized they were getting, and a few years later, and then they tried to do like if I remember correctly, it would always like generate like it would cost like $8 million and like generate at least like 20 or 40, you know what I mean? Like back in those times, like that's actually decent for a small comedy, right? And then like the sixth one, which they did like 5 years after, made $100,000. It was like, oh shit! Everyone was like, nope, son, it's over. Nobody likes you anymore. That moment happened. The comedy's really weird. It's there is some light racism, light sexism, and
70s.
homophobia. Yeah.
Which is not excusing it. That's just
That stuff and it's not like because it's a comedy. It's not like attacking it. It's more making jokes. Like if I remember, two of the more straight. They think that going to the police. So if you don't know the premise,
I don't.
they decide to let in this weird utopian society where crime runs rampant. Like they show like the chubby guy who runs the Kodak the booth. Like, oh, a bunch of like 30-year-old men in denim gang jackets show up and lift him up and throw him into the river in his thing. I'm like, what world is this? Anyway, in this weird world, I guess this exists. Anyone can become a police. The police academy is accepting every citizen. You don't have to be any special skills.
Okay.
So a group of misfits, for various reasons, all get brought into the police academy. And then, the lead misfit, Steve Guttenberg, who's basically just a fucking, a criminal, prankster type person. He doesn't want to be there, and then of course he wants to be there because there's a girl it's a movie.
Course.
It's a fucking
movie from the 80s.
It's a 70s movie. Yes. And his lines are very bad. I remember one line where his opening line to his love interest is like something to the effect of I want to eat your thighs or some shit like that. I'm just like, oh, okay. Just opens, hello, how's it going? I'm like, oh, it's sexual harassment right out the boot.
Yeah.
At a police academy where this woman's trying to present herself as very serious. Like, she was actually one of the more, okay, I'm going to take this serious because I want to test myself. I can do this. And it's like, and then, of course, he wins her over because...
it's a movie of that era.
But yeah, like, what I found weird was just the slapstick was like... It's unbelievable. Like, obviously, that's slapstick, but like, I can I pick a direction, an example. Someone would get punched in the face. Nice. Someone would get punched in the face, and they'd like flip over and knock like they just got hit with the biggest, knockout ever. But then this chick runs over this dude's feet,
Hogan?
and then he just stomps around, like with a fucking car she runs over, and then he just stomps around, and he's like, ooh, that hurts, like he just burned it. I'm like, his feet would be broke, you motherfuckers. Anyway, it's weird.
Dark horse. That kid doesn't have what it takes to handle darkness.
The fuck does that even mean?
Man, Dark Horse? What are we all, the Black Stallion?
Yep.
You
Hellfire
ever seen that?
Ragnarok? No.
I'm finally free.
I remember liking it. I was young when I watched it. It's a horse movie about a wild horse that needs to be tamed,
I'll never live it down.
Who the fuck are you?
and the relationship with a lady. I think there's a love interest in it too. No, the horse isn't the love.
Because this is that. Oh,
I'm Zach.
Ryan.
I knew it. It's Zach. Cooler Cloud.
Yep. Definitely.
I didn't realize he had Maximus's helmet though.
Oh, can we also? We'll do this after the fucking.
Not the way you
What?
look.
I have a rant about something, but I want to save it for when we're not in the middle of this.
Well, I'm no hero.
Fair.
Trust me. Are you kidding? Listen to those cheers, man.
No.
Listen to those cheers from the empty audience. There's nobody here.
Hooray! Hey, I'm there
They've already
in
made
spirit.
up their mind.
You're there like the guy from that WCW.
I didn't realize
show.
how Zach actuals like. I wonder if like, I don't know, is Zach Bagans from Ghost Adventures is just like this Zach? Like he even has the same haircut.
Nobody knows except for you. No one else has ever.
No,
watched
that's
that
not
show.
true. No, Kyle. I'm fucking telling you, this show is. There's a cult around it. It's scary, dude.
Yeah,
you should
I just
look it
don't
up.
think those count as people.
It's one of the
Oh,
most
they're
watched
doing
shows
Zach
of all
now.
time.
That should not be a thing.
Oh, that's a D-link we need.
Higher damage and
You know what? Just for that, I'm gonna Google. You need to know.
Yeah.
Ghost Adventures.
Yeah. So while you're doing that,
I'm not saying Ghost Adventures is good. I'm saying it's. I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah, that's
good
fair.
for the wrong reasons because it's so
Ah, shit.
obviously fucking fake and dumb that it's like, oh man.
can I
Anyway.
re-land here?
What is your rant here?
So people have gotten mad about Final Fantasy VII. Have you seen any of that?
What? Mad about what?
Some people think so. You know how like before, everyone looked ridiculous because they were fucking polygons in the 90s. So there are some people who think that the libs have influenced the developers so that they made Tifa have normal-sized human boobs instead of gigantic in her chest anime boobs.
God. Oh god. I don't.
That's a thing, and I'm like, I get frustrated. I saw someone do a breakdown where they show, because they're like, you know, it's just a bunch of people who have like clearly like never seen like a human being before, because it's not a fucking like you can't really get away with doing like full anime like weird body types
Oh my
in a
God,
game
Ghost
where you're
Adventures is
where you're
still
doing like an
fucking
action hacko slasho
Ugh.
button masho, right? The animations are gonna look weird. But everyone's completely like, oh, they gave her A cups and she doesn't have the D cups anymore. And it's like, no, she just actually has like human-sized D cups. Like someone did like a, you know, like a crossover shot of like an actual human boob, and then they like put it like, you know, at the same angle, and then they put it on the Tifa, and it's like, yeah, this is like actually like a D into double D. These are just human-sized. You weirdos who have clearly just never seen a human boob before. Also. Down in magic, but oh, that's up in strength like nobody's business. I'm clearly equipping that shit. Mark of a hero. Right there. Yeah, I get frustrated when people have very clearly just been like, okay, is it possible for me to get mad about this thing? Yes, therefore I'm gonna get mad about it.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where we're at though, in the world.
Yeah. As it turns out, you can't really claim that something's being not true to the original when you have to make sometimes you just have to make design choices, right? They had to go for a more realistic look for all of those characters because of the changes they've made to the game and getting it into like into the 21st century, right? If Cloud had the world's biggest sword instead of a slightly oversized sword, that would look stupid because, you know, how do I... Maybe 4 is the most you can have on one side. Okay, that's actually exactly what it is. Be good. Yeah, like that's just... You have to make, you know, design decisions that make sense for your fucking game. Because otherwise it's literally impossible to play it if Cloud's sword was twice as big as his body. Also, Tifa has to look like a fucking human.
Yeah, it's also
for
just
mocap.
dumb. It's just a dumb
dumb
argument.
argument.
Like, it's just, yeah.
Even if you want to be horny about it, like, you have to accept a little bit of realism in your game.
Also, just accept creators' visions generally, unless they,
This is the
you know,
entertainment pod? Okay.
unless they, unless they're like breaking some sort of ethical or moral fucking,
Yeah, which is probably not the case here.
No. I was more meaning in reverse.
Yeah, I know.
Like, right? Like, I was more meaning, like, yeah, there can be situations where people cross the line or don't present something accurately. But, I mean, serious subject matter and, controversial subject matter still gets presented and can get presented okay
Yeah,
in games,
totally.
in some games.
Yeah, if you do it properly, you can absolutely do stuff like that. But yeah, I got as somebody. We went into this during the E3 stuff. I'm somebody who has not played the original Final Fantasy VII, but I'm obviously, as a fan of the Final Fantasy series, I know some of the bigger beats. And as a fan of games in general, I don't know what is happening.
That's pretty anime.
Yeah, I would guess.
Sephiroth. Yeah.
There we go. All right. So I don't think I'm. Oh yeah, no, I have to push this button, and then yeah, gravity turns off. I remember now.
Do. Yeah, we're back in Lilo and Spaceland.
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch. Lilo in space.
Yep.
It is in space, but yeah.
Yeah, I knew what you were going for.
But I mean, like, technically, so is everything. Like that, I kind of, I don't know. I mean, like, we're on Earth, but like we're in space.
Yeah, technically, yes, but when someone says
we're always in
space,
space.
you know
We live in
mean.
space. Yes, but like, sort of. I mean, like I said, it's a weird thing to, yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, though, is when you say that to people, they do a huh, usually. They're like, oh, right, you're right. I never thought about it like that, because they're like, I guess you're right, technically we're always in space because the Earth is in space and we're on the Earth, and, like, it's like, I don't know, to me it's about trying to understand your mind around the, like, when you see Kerbal for the first time or something and they go to space and your brain can finally, like, oh, okay,
yeah.
You can see the physics of it a little, so you can understand how you exist on on the Earth,
yes.
in more than your perceptions, if you will.
Yes.
Even though you can't see it, that's kind of what I'm saying. It's like, hey,
I'm picking up what you're throwing down. There we go. Level up, strength increase.
I feel like once you see it, things that way, you can then, like, those things that do perspective shifts, while still feeling cool, are easier to adapt to, because you're like, okay. Because in your head, when you're a kid, anyway, I remember when anything did a big perspective shift, your mind was like, oh, this is just changing reality, but it's not. It's just changing. It's just literally like, reality. Yes, like put yourself in a cube. All you're doing is moving the camera. You're moving the cube, right?
Yeah.
You're still in the same spot. It just looks all different. It's like Inception when they go upside down and it's like, oh, you're walking on the roof now because you're still you. So, and gravity still applies.
Flick slop and slow. Yeah, I'm still gonna keep that. Actually, for this fight, that'll be really helpful on what's his face. Experiment, whoever the fuck.
Stitch.
No, remember the yellow one?
Oh yeah, the asshole that you couldn't beat.
Yeah.
We should be high enough level to fight him now. This is where we should be.
Yeah,
right?
I'm pretty sure.
I wish I could remember more about Zack, honestly, from
Final Fantasy.
Also, I looked it up. They were like in the like a million for the Ghost Adventures, but I mean they still have a current season going. Like they and it's like their 15th, and they've had like a million spin-offs. Like there's like I said, the weird shit gets cult followings.
Yeah.
There are people, and like the thing is, I'm sure half of that cult following is probably people who are like, this is so dumb, so it should,
like
let's. Yeah, but we don't really watch it. Really, I don't really watch it that much anymore, right? Like, cause it's the formula is so dry.
Yeah.
But like, we would occasionally we'll put up an episode or two, just as a laugh, because it's like let's check in on how dumb this thing is still.
Yeah. Oh, it's still.
What
dumb.
are they still trying to present? Well, yeah, but as the years go on, they also try.
Oh
to
yeah, look at how much
tech
more damage I'm
and
doing per attack. Holy shit!
Oh,
part of it was the level up. Part of it was this.
New weapon.
Yeah, well, it buffed my strength by like.
Looks
3.
pretty cool. I like it.
And 3's
We
like a lot.
gotta make sure we do the Zack more, or we level up the Zack D-Link too.
Yep. I'm not gonna bother with that.
I hate that it's called D-Link because every single time I go, is that right? Because of the frickin' router,
Yeah.
right? Because of that, I'm just like, that just sounds like it shouldn't be it. Heal.
Yeah.
Have you seen the? We were talking about a little bit of Harry Potter earlier. Have you seen the? You know how Twitter, dark Twitter, by dark I mean the dark comedy verse of Twitter, will do like jokes in really weird nature sometimes. Like one of them was like there's like an analysis of like actually the wizards are kind of all assholes if you think about it in deep because they could fix the way the magic's presented. They could do a million things, and it's just like. Basically conversations, literal conversations that are not actual conversations in Harry Potter, and it'd be like, Dumbledore says to so and so this, right? And it just reminded me of just how ridiculous that universe is in terms of like, yeah, you're right. They don't actually. They're afraid. They don't want the Muggles to find out who they are, but technically they could cure hunger or slavery.
Yeah.
Also, Harry Potter acts like this poor dude and acts all adorable that the Weasleys are poor, or thinks that them being poor is adorable, but he literally has a fucking a bank full of gold that he never uses.
I mean, he has offered to pay for things. Like in the books, it's a little bit more apparent, but he like offers to pay for shit, and they like just never let him.
He could have bought the house.
Yeah, they won't let him buy anything.
Okay,
so like, no, Harry,
yeah,
in
the movies, he goes to visit his bank once, and then they never bring it up again. It's like, oh, he's rich. It's like, guys, I guess we're never gonna address. They should have Richie Rich did. He just gets a mansion. Okay, kids, come on over to we got a McDonald's in our lobby, in our hotel. Sorry, or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, no. With that stuff, it's like the Weasley family.
Obviously the books would reference that more. Yeah, but. In the movies, they do not acknowledge that.
Yeah, because they don't have fucking time.
Like, yeah. What? I mean, come on. That could be a plot point.
Yeah, but they have so many other ones.
Like, they just spent so much time. Like, yeah, the movies really wanted you to know who the bad guys were. Which was pretty apparent.
So much easier.
It was pretty apparent, but yeah. Like, especially the first two movies, I like the scenes. Like, I think they're strong in terms of, like, the whole overcoming the family that are assholes. But they spent a lot of time on his family of assholes.
Yep.
Like, holy shit. Also, his family are assholes.
Oh yeah,
holy
clearly.
Shit.
Oh, hey, Stitch.
What is it? Why have you returned?
I want to be friends.
Maybe he's wondering what a friend is.
Oh, I was joking, but sure.
What a friend is? Well, it's, friend in need is a friend with weed. No, actually, a friend in need is a friend indeed is that song, but then the remake was a friend in need is a friend indeed, and a friend with weed is better.
Yep.
I remember that. I was in grade like 5 when I heard that.
You and I had very different childhoods. I didn't even know what weed was. Well, that's not true. I didn't know what weed was because of the DARE program.
Also, my mom smoked weed, so like, I knew what weed was like.
Yeah.
Soon.
Dude, I was like the biggest narco.
Shit! Red alert! Red alert! It's either Riker or yeah.
Not 2 prisoners. Technically, Tara was never imprisoned.
Really? Are we just gonna bop? That's it?
Yeah.
Alright, I forgot. These are quick. Yeah, these are quick.
Yeah, we also did a bunch of shit here before, if you remember.
Yeah. But I mean more like, that was the boss.
Yeah.
That little creature.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that it's designed so that we're supposed to play the other characters' campaigns.
Yeah.
And go through these
Keyblade with above average reach that provides a balance boost of strength and magic. I'll consider that
looks
one.
hyperdrive, though. That's a cool look.
That was a cool look.
Alright. Good job. You did Deep Space Nine, yo.
Yep. And where the fuck is that?
They call you Cisco.
I've been called that once or twice. Neverland. Oh, baby.
Oh, yes, our favorite.
We may as well
Captain Hook.
land here.
Are we level 7? Are we? Yeah. Let's see what let's see what we'll get a little cutscene and then we'll call it.
Yeah.
See what they tell us.
Hey, I'm Tara.
We can fly. And Tara's like, I got a bike. I can do that already.
Yeah. I can just jump high enough that it doesn't matter.
What are they, Captain? Back! You must get me treasure!
Are we going to save them? Yeah, I was going to say, that's one of the things I wish this would do more. Instead of just doing the theme park ride of you're joining the hero, it'd be nice if you, like, interacted with different characters from different perspectives sometime. Oh, never mind.
I mean, we probably will after this.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It'd be nice if, like, oh, your whole time in this land is actually with the villain and you don't know they're the villain because you don't fucking know this land. Like, they should put twists on it. I'm hoping Kingdom Hearts 3 has more of that because, like, 1 and 2 just the worlds just felt so similar. It's just like
I kind of
That's why it ends up feeling like a theme park ride, because you're just like, man, yeah. I wonder if it's Disney.
Originally, right? They're like,
Yeah, but you don't need to present it from like a different, like, you don't need to present like Hook as the good guy. You can still have Hook be the bad guy in the end. You just wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Like, Terra just wouldn't know
yeah,
that,
but the
right?
kids would be like, why am I helping Hook? He's the bad. Because it's, you know, simple.
Yeah, and they'd be like, where's Peter Pan? I guess it's kind of like
Yeah. A 3 might be
having a
able to
Street
pull some
Fighter
of that
world
shit
and
off
being
because,
like, man, where the fuck's Ryu?
yeah, the fan base is like, you know, split between kids coming in for the first time and like full-on fucking adults now, right? Where they'd be like, oh yeah, no, I played this when I was a kid.
I mean, they keep in mind though, they sort of do that with Coliseum, but that's their justification, is they always just make all the. But that's all the Square characters, not the Disney characters, technically. If you think, but that's interesting. Now that I think about it, the majority of the main Square villains show up in the Coliseum, including Sephiroth, and then the majority of the main Square heroes end up being dark, controlled by Hades, like getting Hawkeyed. It's almost like they're like, Disney wouldn't let us make it dark characters out of any of their characters, so sorry.
That actually very well could just be what it was.
Or alternatively, like, fuck, the Disney stuff is just an afterthought to us. We just put it in there. They build the world, and then we just put our anime story inside of it. It's just another Disney studio. It's just like, all right.
Damn. Like, guys.
Thunder.
Okay, I'm like electric charged right now.
Yeah, this is cool. Oh, look at the command deck on this one. Okay. This is a sick command deck. Electro likes this command deck.
Yeah, motherfucker. Jamie Foxx up in this bitch.
I haven't seen that one.
Neither have I.
I haven't seen any of the Andrew Garfield ones.
I saw the first one. It was not good.
Apparently, the Far From Home is, well, again, it's not critical. Sorry, it's not like reviews yet.
Yeah.
But
People like it.
the press has seen it. And, yeah. I mean, keep in mind that the press has generally highly reviewed a lot of the Marvel movies, so, you know, take that for what you're worth.
Yeah, they're all also, a lot of them are pretty good.
Yeah.
Boom, motherfucker.
But I'm less concerned about like whether they like them or not, and more like what their take is.
Yeah.
And like the big consensus seems to be people love Jake Gyllenhaal in it, think he's an amazing Mysterio. One of the things is that the people have said is it looks like Jake Gyllenhaal is having a lot of fun doing this role, which is like, that's what you want to hear, you know?
That writes me.
Oh, yes, Captain, completely. We would have cleaved those fiends to the brisket, we would. Why, I'd have given him a little of this.
You're the world's worst pirates.
Shit, give him a fucking let Raphael teach him the way.
I'm not after your precious box,
I want my new comic book, Raphael and Shmi.
I'm not after your precious box.
Ring any bells?
No, not a one.
Figures.
It's me,
Later.
you blithering barnacle. We're off. We shall leave this place before the light draws them back again.
Hey, hold on. What did you just say about the light?
I don't know, discount David Boreanaz. What did he just say?
Ah, yes, it's heartbreaking, really. This chest, you see, contains light gathered from all around. And I've got an acquaintance, a boy, who's sure to try and seize it.
A boy who's after the light. If it's not Vanitas, then who? Hey, why don't I help you keep the lights?
Vanitas.
Maybe you could tell me more
That's
about
discount.
Terrace? Yeah. Well, that's the...
Discount.
name?
Sora.
Yeah.
Roxas. Whatever.
Yeah, the kid is probably connected to Ventus somehow. Also, can we just fucking...
Oh, there's Tinkerbell. She's showing up to give us the.
This whole plot, this whole arc of the game is just Terra gets tricked into doing dumb shit.
So he is Anakin.
Yeah.
Not to Skull Rock safely.
Listen, your wife
we were
will
like
die.
sort of kidding the first time, but it's
Ha
just
ha ha! Do it,
continuously
Anakin. I'm Captain
the
Hook.
case.
That's terrible, Captain Hook.
It's not great. I wasn't gonna put you on blast for it, but
No, it's okay.
yeah. I think that'll do it for this episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're at Rainbow Falls Crest. We're in Peter Pan land, everyone.
certainly are.
Terra's spinning circles. We'll see you next time, where we continue through. We don't know how many more levels of Terra there is.
But we'll find
Feels
out.
like we're getting close to an end.
It does.
Yeah.
See you guys next time.